You have probably used wildcards from time to time, for example the asterisk or the question mark. For example, if you're looking for files where the file name starts with A, you might write something like A star. If you want to do things like this in R, look for certain patterns, you use the command grep. And grep is sort of like wildcards, but it's much more competent, and you can look for very complicated patterns within the character strings. Grep is originally from the Unix language, and its syntax differs somewhat from what you might be used to in R. I'll give you an example of how to use grep here. We have the character vector ATC containing 5 ATC codes, and then we want to look for elements within this vector containing the pattern AA, that is 2 capital A's after each other. To do this, we write grep, then we start with the pattern we're looking for, which is sort of the other way around compared to a lot of R commands. In this case AA, comma, the second argument is an object containing the data where we would like to look for this pattern. And in return we get 2 and 4, indicating that elements 2 and 4 fulfill this criterion. And as you can see, this one contains AA, and this one, number 4, also contains AA. If instead we would like to get the actual values, the character strings, fulfilling this criterion, we would have to use subscripting as usual. We write ATC, and then which elements of ATC do we want? We want those fulfilling this criterion, grep and AAATC here. And in return we get these 2 character strings, which are element 2 and 4. There are quite a lot of regular expressions, as they are called, to be used in grep, and I will not try to go through them all because that could be a course of its own. But I'll give you a few examples of useful regular expressions. The first one you've already seen. Let's look for any pattern, in this case X. You just write X and then you start looking for X's. If you are not interested in all character strings containing X anywhere, but you're actually only interested in those starting with an X or another pattern, then you write the hat sign followed by the pattern you're looking for. And if instead you're looking for elements ending with an X, you would write X and the dollar sign. You can also combine expressions into more complex expressions, and then you might want to indicate that there has to be a character, any character, and that's indicated by a point. And the point indicates that you're looking for a single character. If you instead would accept any number of characters, any characters and any number of them, you would write point star. If you're looking for any of a number of characters, for example ABC, you would accept any element containing an A or a B or a C or any combination of them. Then you can write brackets, and then between the brackets you indicate what characters you're looking for. And if you're looking for digits instead, you can write brackets and within the brackets 0-9. And there are a lot more regular expressions, so just keep searching if you need something in particular. Here I'll try to demonstrate how to use them. We have the ATC vector as always, and here we ask for the elements in ATC where the element starts with a B, and in return we get this one. That's the only element starting with a B. In this case, we're looking for elements ending with the digit 6, and in return we get these two. That's that one and that one. Those are the only ones ending with 6. Here we look for elements containing either N or B, or of course both N and B would also be acceptable. And we get 4 elements in return. This one is the only one we didn't get, and that's because it doesn't contain an N and it doesn't contain a B. Here we're looking for digits, any digits, and obviously we get all elements in return because all elements contain digits. And here is a more complex example where we combine the expressions into a compound expression. So what we're saying here is that the element has to start with either B or C, followed by any character and any number of them. And finally, the element has to end with the digit 3. And in return we get this one, which is the only one that starts with, in this case, C, and it ends with the digit 3. As you can see, we didn't get this one, for example. Although it starts with a C, it ends with 5, and it doesn't fulfill the criterion.